Hey, this is Scarf Darfy Bonsai. In this video, I'm going to go over the Fujifilm FinePix XP120. Thanks to Chemicraft in Rockford, Illinois for letting me try this out at their shop. So this is obviously a waterproof camera. It's a specific market that still exists, which is good because it is very unique. You get that waterproof type of camera that you can use in almost any situation. This specific one is rated to 20 meters or 65 feet down in the water for 120 minutes. Also is shockproof to 1.75 meters, which is 5.8 feet. And it also is freeze-proof to -10 degrees Celsius or 14 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a lower cost option, new, so about $150 to $200 depending on where you pick it up. Build-wise, it's highly pocketable, very compact, feels pretty solid in the hands. It's got a little bit of weight to it when the battery's inside. Materials, there's some metal finish, but a lot of it is plastic, of course. Nice thing about this camera is there's no lens jutting out for the most part. When you turn it on, it doesn't extend, which a lot of digicams do that are not waterproof. So you get a little bit of benefit in startup time because of that. This camera has a very easy to use door with all of the ports inside. You've got the battery, the SD card slot. You push the button down and you rotate it, opens up to access everything, and simple enough. You get a nice click when you lock it back in. It does have a tripod socket. It is off axis, which isn't ideal, but a little better than some of the other waterproof cameras that I've seen. Considering it is a waterproof camera, the buttons feel pretty decent. Got a little bit of push to them. They go down slightly. It's not too bad. The playback button is a little bit tiny. It's hard to press, but I can see the logic behind making that button smaller because you don't want to accidentally press that when you don't need to. The shutter button is nice and large. It has a distinct graded texture to it, which should help in situations when you're underwater or it's dark. Features wise, it does have interval shooting, which is pretty nice. You can do some time lapse with the camera, and it's good because it's a type of camera you can take almost anywhere. So that feature works out well with the type of camera that it is. It does have Wi-Fi capability, also a good feature to have in a camera like this where you don't necessarily want to open it up a lot. That way you can easily access some photos from the camera without having to open the main door. Some digicams oddly have a little bit of internal storage in them. In this case it has 96 megabytes. You can take a few pictures in that case if you happen to forget an SD card. It does have a built-in flash, pretty standard for this type of camera. Nothing too exciting there. 3-inch LCD screen. Of course it's not a touch screen and it is not articulating. Image quality wise, 16.4 megapixels, 1/2.3-inch backlit sensor. Very standard in these type of cameras. ISO range 100 to 3200, but if you go at a smaller picture size you can get up to 6400, but you probably won't want to do that regardless for image quality reasons. It does have a 5x optical zoom that's about 28mm to 140mm full frame equivalent with a f3.9 to f4.9 aperture. Also has optical image stabilization, which is probably one of the better features of this camera. So considering the apertures, it's not ideal of course, but in this type of camera it's hard to find apertures larger than that. Video-wise is 1080p 60 frames a second maximum. You do have some high frames per second modes, but they start at 640 by 480 and go downward from there. It does have a NP45S battery for around 210 photos. That is not ideal. You'll definitely want to pick up additional batteries for this camera. All that said, this is not a terrible option. It's relatively inexpensive, especially new. You can definitely find much more expensive waterproof cameras, so this is a good option just based on the price itself. It's small, compact, and it's easy to take anywhere. That said, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. That helps me out a lot. Again, thanks to Chemicraft in Rockford, Illinois for letting me try this out at their shop. Thanks again.